Marine, firefighter, chef, and entrepreneur Daniel Gray, also known as Uncle Cheesecake, has brought attention to his beloved hometown of High Point. After his national TV appearance, sweet tooths have flocked to his two Triad bakeries to sample Daniel's delightful desserts.
Growing up in High Point, man, it was a lot of fun. Played a lot of sports out here.
Daniel moved to High Point as a young boy. His mother was an immigrant from Liberia.
Everyone knew my mom for cooking, so she was always in the kitchen. And as a kid, I was a bit of a mama's boy, so you could always find me lurking around the kitchen and figure out what's going on.
After high school, Daniel joined the Marines, where his cooking skills made him quite popular with the troops.
I did a lot of cooking, and all of the Marines and all the friends and things would come to my house to eat. Once I created the cheesecake, everyone started asking for it. Then they started telling their friends, and their friends told their friends. So then all of a sudden, I became the cheesecake guy. And then one day, with a group of my Marine buddies, I was just sitting down thinking, like, it's a lot easier to sell cheesecakes than it is to sell private dinners. We kind of sat down and ended up coming up with Uncle Cheesecake, and we made that happen.
Now, he told me about it, and I was like, cool, go ahead and do it. I always try to be encouraging, and I know he could do just about anything. He said it's mine, too.
After an 8-year hitch in the Marines, this budding entrepreneur found a new challenge.
Then a fireman actually came up to me, the recruiter, and he wanted me to, he's like, Daniel, you're super athletic, you do this, that, and the third, you should come be a fireman. And I always laugh about it because originally I told him no. So fire department schedule is really, really good. So we work one day and then we're off for 2 days. So those 2 days I'm off, I am running around business stuff all day long. If I'm not at a fire station, I'm either in a kitchen or in a bakery somewhere.
Then came Chopped, another watershed event for Daniel.
I'm a threat in this kitchen because I bring creativity.
I'm going to Chopped to win. The way Chopped started, everyone knew I was a cook and Uncle Cheesecake and everything was running. It was one of those things when your friends, it's like a joke, but not really a joke. They see a post on Facebook like, Dan, you think you're so good at cooking. Why don't you go out there and compete on a national stage? And with me, I'm a competitive nature type of person. I was like, well, sure, what's the worst that's gonna happen? So when I went on the show, everyone was like, oh, the Cheesecake Man, he's gonna be on like a baking dessert show. And that was the big thing. I was like, it's got nothing to do with desserts. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, I actually can cook.
From Chopped to cheesecakes, or Uncle Cheesecake to be precise, Daniel's first brick and mortar store in High Point.
I branded it Carolina style cheesecake. It's something that you're only gonna get from us. It's a lot lighter than most people are used to. It's a whole lot smoother. A lot of cheesecakes tend to end off with like a powdery or feathery finish. My cheesecake tends to just disintegrate on the roof of your mouth and just dissipate evenly. And it's just not as sweet as a lot of other cheesecakes.
You can't get them anywhere else.
One store wasn't enough. Daniel also owns the bakery where he got his start.
Baby Cakes was actually the first place I commercially sold cheesecakes at. So to go back and buy Baby Cakes was a big deal for me. The old owner helped me out a lot to get it on my feet and helping me build a lot of this.
The cupcake has a little bit of chocolate icing, and then the frosting is piled up to this point and has a few chocolate chips on top.
The next stop in Daniel's busy day is the YMCA Boys and Girls Club of High Point, where he delivers cupcakes and a message.
Langston Hughes, he is my favorite poet ever, and he was known as the guy who led the Harlem Renaissance and trying to talk about some of the struggles and the things that black people were going through in the country as well as in New York at that time.
Cheesecakes and cupcakes are just the beginning for Daniel Gray, a father, business owner, chef, and most of all, an advocate for the town and people of High Point. Uncle Cheesecake is at 3800 Tinsley Drive, Suite 111 in High Point, and they're open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. For more information, give them a call at 336-485-4939 or go online to highpointbakery.com. And Baby Cakes Gourmet Cupcakes is at 304 Trindale Road East in Archdale, and they're open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. For more information, you can call them at 336-308-3120 or find them on Facebook.